Okay. So this is just some listener feedback questions. It's what, August 20th? Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, something happened on my end, but it's working now.
Very good. Okay. Uh, so this is listener feedback. So this is a comment from this is from TikTok. It's a comment in our response to Hyannis Reeves at Aurion underscore 727 said, quote, "Do you like cabbage, Big Daddy?" End quote. So thank you so much for this feedback. Uh, Cameron, is this your kid asking the cabbage
Yes.
questions again? Okay.
Yeah, that's my kid is, hi son, good to see you. But yeah, my kid is
Uh,
going through sort of a cabbage. I don't want to say fetish, but cabbage something stage. Everything's
well,
cabbage.
it's.
He's
I mean,
doodling
we've all.
cabbages in on his
Yeah,
homework. He's
yeah,
drawing cabbages on the dog. He's eating
yeah, and
cabbage.
he's
He's actually eating the stuff.
well, and like I know he's and like you told me, you walked in on him watching cabbage anime, and it's
Yeah.
which and like I don't want to be like I don't want to shame anyone. Like people are into whatever they're into, but like um, like there's when you're living in your house, not that he's allowed to live in your house, but like under your roof more or less.
Right. It's a doghouse, yeah, but it's still in my backyard, sort of.
Yeah, and it's your roof. You bought the roof. You made him split, so he bought the like the sides, but you bought the roof.
Yeah,
So it's under
we
your
went
roof.
halvesies on it, and that's my
Yeah,
route.
yeah. So
I
uh,
walked in on
yeah,
him also watching YouTube videos of how to eat cabbage. He knows how to eat cabbage, so why is he watching that damn video?
I like some people
It's
do
not
it
a
just like
confusing topic.
well, it warranted this question to you, and because the question is, do you like cabbage,
No, and I know
Big Daddy?
my kid is trying to relate to me.
Yeah,
And this is what I'm going to say, which is what I always say to my kids when they sort of beg to relate to me or get to know me or to build a relationship with me. I reply, not going to happen. Not a chance. You're
hmm
not going to get
hmm
me because
yeah,
they're trying to figure out this info so they can figure out like my passwords and my security questions
yeah.
on all my accounts.
They're all
If
hackers. These kids now, all of
kids
them.
kids are hackers, Gen Alpha's hackers, Gen Beta's hackers, and they're all trying to figure out how much cabbage I've eaten because they know that that is my main security questions on all my accounts.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
much cabbage have I eaten? And then I put a pound amount that I will not say on this show.
yeah. But now we know it is in pounds. Okay. Whoops. Bit of a
Oh
slip up
gosh.
there. Uh, that's like half the password at that point. But okay. But yeah. So actually, let's finish this one up because I don't want to rat you out. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much for that feedback. I hope we answered your question. Next, we have a comment. Let's see. This is from TikTok. It's a comment in our response to uh, what's hold on. Yeah. This is a comment in our response to what's your favorite thing to get at Taco Bell? At Silvermus said, quote, what is your favorite type of pizza? End quote. So thank you so much for this feedback. So I know I look Italian, okay, but I don't know enough about pizza to have a favorite, okay? Like, sure, I've been to Italy, but like I the Pizza Huts there are pretty much like I just get the same thing, which is the salad. So
Yeah. And even that's usually out of pity because they don't take your money.
no, then not when they see me and the way I because I'll say I don't I'm so foreign to the culture of Italia that I go in and they don't know what to do with me. It's like
Yeah.
and I don't want to
I
once again there's another cultural group that I don't want to make mad, but like a caveman. I seem like a caveman to them.
well, and I don't think it's so much like how you look or how you're dressed as it's just you're using US dollars to pay for it on a good day and it's not in the US. And on a bad day, you're using rocks or seashells because you've heard that crows and otters do that with people they've befriended. So you think, well,
Yeah,
that's a
well,
good sort of trading currency.
and just like you know, they call it primitive, but like it's tools. It's still tools. Like
No,
if you
that's
get a
fine.
good rock,
No, I've heard your argument. I've been with you to these Pizza Huts where you've told people like you can
yeah,
like crack open clams with this rock. You can protect yourself. You can do all sorts of things. And look how shiny it is. Your other friends are going to be so jealous of your rock when they're trying to crack their
uh-huh,
clams open with an inferior rock.
yeah,
I just don't
yeah,
think that's worth a large pizza.
yeah. Well, so maybe I like should demonstrate it because sometimes I hold back on the clams because I don't want a lot of clam jealousy and I don't want them to steal my
You're
clams.
you're not hearing me. You either need a much nicer rock or a much bigger rock because what you're providing is not worth a large one topping pizza. There's just no way that conversion rate
Okay.
works. And you're
Okay.
in
Yeah.
Europe. So you've got to think
Yeah.
about it in Europe amounts. The amount of
Yeah.
rocks that would pass at a Pizza Hut in Europe is going to be different than the amount of rocks you could give to a Pizza Hut guy here.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know parts of Europe stuff is measured in stones, so like I get that like it's a real issue, but like so I can I say I've tried to get a larger rock. It was larger than me
Uh-huh.
down a hill to a Pizza Hut, but when I pushed it, it didn't move.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then but I moved back, so I know it's a good rock. It's powerful enough to move me. So uh, anyway, so I what I've done is I asked the manager to come up the hill with me, see this rock I've got. But then like he turned it's a whole for one thing he doesn't speak English.
Yeah, so he has no idea what you're talking about. And if I were to translate it, he was probably saying something like, well, that's my rock now. Because again, if you're not able to move it, you can't really prove ownership of it.
Yeah, well, I carved my well. No, I tried to carve my niche. Okay, no, I see the distinction there.
Yeah, because then he's
Uh,
just going to accuse you of, graffiti, vandalism.
yeah. So thank you so much for this feedback. I hope we answered your question. Next, we have uh, comment on response to what's your favorite thing to get at Taco Bell. At reg underscore that underscore renegade said, oh, wait, sorry. We already did this one. Uh, okay. But same response. At my father left one said, quote, I don't F with, sorry, I don't FW the 2ND guy TBH, end quote. So thank you so much for this feedback. Um, I assume they're referring to you getting second place in the tournament last weekend, the marathon.
Oh, you're talking about I mean, it wasn't a dance marathon, it was a pants marathon. Who could wear pants the longest?
Yeah, and
And I got
you
pretty
made it.
far, but
Yeah,
eventually, I mean,
you
you get tired, you have to cave, and
restricted.
eventually you
Yeah,
have to go
restricted.
pantsless.
Yeah, yeah, but you made it. I mean, you
45
did make it
minutes.
for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah. Um,
It was the most I've
but
ever worn pants. I don't think I will do that again. It wasn't like necessarily a fun experience, but I
yeah.
was up to the challenge.
Well, I'll say like for someone who you're people kind of get onto this, like you're supposed to train for this stuff, right? People actively practice and they train for sometimes months beforehand, certainly weeks
Right.
beforehand.
People
And
going to the Olympics, for going for pantslessness for pantsless marathons. That's
for pants marathon, sorry, just to
for
clarify.
not pantsless marathons. Oh yeah,
for
Dylan, I just
pants.
ruined that. Yeah, just remove that, Dylan. uh oh
People go to
yeah,
the
no.
Olympics.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like the people who make it to the Olympics in these sort of pants marathons, they're not just showing up like I did. They're
Yeah.
actually, a lot of them are built for it. Like
Hmm.
they actually have a physical advantage for it. A lot of them grew
Yeah.
up with sort of frigid stage parents who forced them into this life of, the pants culture and sort of these pants
Yeah.
marathons and contests. And
I'll say, and like some of the guys who did worse but still ran, they were nudists. So they like barely got the pants on before they were done. And it's just like one of these things you do have to train. Uh, Although once again, Cameron famously refuses to train. I guess it's sort of an ego thing. Like you're naturally so good at this, uh, and you did get second place. So
well, to
um,
me, yeah, sports are unfair in general just because like people try so hard. And to me, it's
yes,
just like
okay,
it should be people like not trying so hard, just sort of like being like whatever about it.
just show
Actually
up. Yeah,
cool. Because people in real life don't try that hard.
yeah. So thank you so much for that feedback. I hope we answered your question. Next, response to the same comment. This is at oh Orion underscore 727. They said, quote, "Do you like spinach, Big Daddy?" End quote. So I think this one's directed to me. Thank you so much for this feedback.
Sure,
Uh,
sure.
so this is my kid. He's we we've been arguing about the birthday decor. He's got a birthday coming up, and he says, "Hey, what if we put up spinach to like from the rafters and such?" And
Right.
I tell
Like
him,
Popeye.
"Yeah, yeah." And then I tell him for one thing, like if you make it a Popeye themed birthday, that'll work. But he wants it to be Daredevil from like Marvel stuff. And
Right. And yeah,
the theme
Daredevil
for
famously does not care for spinach. He thinks it's
no,
fine, but doesn't go out of his way to get it.
yeah, like if it comes with a meal, like if it's a part of a meal that's sort of set, then he'll eat it then. But yeah, he does not go out of his way for it. He's just kind of all right with it. And like I told the kid, like, what if you wanted to be a Daredevil themed party, just turn off all the lights. Daredevil is like I don't know if this is kind of a mean thing for Marvel, but like he can't see much.
Right.
Like
Like
that's
make
his
the
whole deal.
birthday party blindness themed.
Yeah,
A classic
yeah,
kid's birthday party. Have braille everywhere. The lights are out.
yeah, yeah,
Things are slightly louder, and senses in general are much stronger for all the attendees.
yeah, yeah. And like it just seems I don't know. And I guess also wear blindfolds themselves because all the lights being out may not be enough.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and just I don't know, like really celebrate your heroes. But yeah, with the Spanish stuff, so
To
now
focus
I'm
on spinach when it's so disrespectful, knowing that Daredevil like really doesn't care for spinach. Like
it's just
he's
it's
just not
fine
it's just not a
if
priority
it's
to
there.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's such
And
a
then the other
huge part of
option,
his character that
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. But
that he
that's
can't
kids
see
these
stuff.
days, right? They don't care about
Yeah,
canon. They don't care about lore.
yeah. And the third option I was trying to give my kid was like, if you cancel your birthday, then you can stay young forever. So
Oh,
like,
right. I mean, Dr. Lennon, you've been 4 years old for as long as I've known you.
yeah, and like that's in part because no one has ever wanted to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
Uh, no one's ever like wanted to talk to me on my birthday. No surprise parties, nothing. Well, the
No.
4 years those were surprise parties.
Oh, well, yeah, those first 4 years were great surprise parties. But like after that, no one's asking about it. No one's really talking to you in general about subjects,
Yeah,
even not about your birthday.
yeah,
Just about life.
yeah. Um, so thank you so much for that feedback. I hope we answered your question. Next is this is from TikTok. This is a comment on our response to quality is amazing. Keep it up. At Jack Barnard 999 said, quote, quite the Sigma, or should I say skibbity Sigma? And then 4 thinking face emojis, end quote. So thank you so much for this feedback. Pretty embarrassing for me. I don't speak Greek.
Oh
Um,
wow.
I'm monolingual. Sorry, no, not I'm bilingual. I speak American English and the Queen's English, but I don't speak Greek. So this, I said it out loud, but it's like that's how everyone knows Russian. Like I don't actually. I don't know what I'm saying.
Right. And
Like,
I hope you
yeah.
don't get canceled for this, just because I know it is an expectation that you should know Greek by now. I mean, you are an adult. You're a grown man. But to come to your defense,
Yeah.
Dr. London is legitimately bilingual. Like, I have seen him spell color with a U.
Yeah. And
And
and the
you
best,
even called something a lorry once. I don't think it was the
yeah,
right thing.
it wasn't a bus, no.
Yeah, but
But someone said you're a worry wart, and I said, well, you're a Lori tort. Um,
yeah, and I was around for that.
yeah, yeah. So thank you so much for that feedback. That's really helpful for us. That'll help us improve the podcast. I hope we answered your question. Uh, Next is oh, we already did that one. Next is
And
a
it doesn't
comment or
matter
response.
that a lorry it's like a truck, not a bus, I think. But
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's whatever.
it's all the
Once you
same.
get there, it's just a big, like, they don't even have, they have trains there. That's their main deal.
Oh
So
gosh, they're train freaks.
yeah, yeah. So this is a comment on our response to opinion on fat balls. At Zaboinky said, quote, what is in the background? End quote. So thank you so much for this feedback. Um, Now I've been wondering this too. So Cameron, have what's going on in the background, like in the dark web, with politics? What's been happening? Because
You're
I,
asking what's going on in the deep state. What's going on? Yes, we see this surface area of, oh, so and so's running for president. Oh, this person has done politics today. But you're asking
Mhm,
about
mhm.
what's behind that.
Yes, yes.
And that's an
Oh,
actual,
oh, and so restating it is most of what you know. Sorry.
yeah, well, it wasn't explicitly stated.
Okay. The background stuff.
Yeah. But was interrupting it part of, because
I think
do
so.
we just need to stretch this out a little longer?
So, because I've tried to Google the background before,
Uh-huh.
and Google these days, it just isn't as good. It just keeps on popping up with this AI art. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
my
that,
take on
yeah, that's it.
it. Okay. So thank you so much for that feedback. That's really helpful for us. We're, by golly, we're getting that. Um, Next one.
Don't use that one, Dylan. That was terrible.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Just do it again. Just do that same one again.
Okay, okay. It's a comment in response to opinion on fat balls. At the Boinky said, quote, what is in the background? End quote. So thank you so much for that feedback. I've been trying to figure this out too. Now, because people, okay, the difference between the foreground and the background. Foreground is the stuff that your eye naturally is drawn to,
Right.
right? So I've been trying to look past that in the background. Sometimes it's a tree. Um, Sometimes it's mountain. If I look up a little bit, blue sky background.
And this just goes back to, we talk about it all the time on this podcast, but Plato's cave, his famous shadow
Yes,
cave, where when you're so focused on the shadows in the cave, then suddenly when you're exposed to the background, these things you've never seen before, you don't know what's going on. And
yeah,
that's why
yeah,
it's so funny. That's the funniest story of all time.
yeah, yeah, and that's and like, and a lot of people don't realize that background. If you think about it through the lens of Plato and philosophers, it is actually funny to look at background. But
Oh
the
yeah,
average
especially with the
schmo,
shadows.
oh yes, but no, the average. schmo who isn't thinking of these higher level things, they are going to see just probably the foreground stuff because that's like usually like the person they're talking to or whatever. So thank you so much
And
for that.
if you were asking us, if you were actually asking us what me and Dr. London's ethnic backgrounds are, we're failed orcs. The transition didn't work. So I mean, we're humans,
Yeah,
but it's
but
just,
like we're yeah we were explicitly reminded that it was a failed attempt at something else. So
yeah, whatever the conversion process is that involves
yeah,
turning someone or something, or they elves or whatever, I don't really remember, into
yeah,
orcs.
that's
We
which like
sucked at that. And so we're sort of,
oh
but I would say that ethnically
I
we're still orc.
and I'd say I'm mixed. Um, like I'm a mix of so many white things.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
like so many white people groups that like you almost could discern like I guess that like I look a little pale sometimes. Uh, unless I stay in the sun too long and then I turn red, but then I go pale pretty much immediately afterwards.
Right.
So hope that answers your question. Thank you so much for that feedback. Um,
I mean, we're good, right?
yeah, we got enough for now. Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Okay.
done 20 minutes of these, so I think we're fine. All
Okay.
right.
All right. See ya.